creator economy. You work with a lot of large and established creators thinking about exiting, but what do you think specifically for new creators, 2026? You think competition is too fierce to get in the game, or where do you see things going next?
No, I don't think so. I think it's the perfect time. If you've been thinking about starting a YouTube channel, this is the time.
They like the chaos.
They like the chaos. So when you're able to
chaos,
let that chaos reign with
chaos,
let that chaos reign with
chaos,
let that chaos reign with
must reign.
What's good, guys? What's good? You know me, it's Chaos right here. Back with another one and another one. Salute to you, young boy. What's good? Today, long wait overdue stream that came across my desk. And it's something I have to talk about in somewhat detail. And this is going to hurt a lot of people's feelings. But I have to be transparent and honest with most people that is going to do this. What really is in store for you, or really is it really waste your time at this point, from my perspective? If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also, a disclaimer. I am now on Substack. Yes, Chaos Reign has decided to make a Substack. I don't know much the ins and outs of Substack. I will do something separate so I can show you what Substack I have so far, for those that don't know. If you wanted to join the Substack, which is unfortunately is free, but like most things are free until I know what to do with it. The link's in the post in my community tab, so find it directly into the Chaos Reign channel here on YouTube. And if you want, I'll put in the description of this video. So now, no wasting time. What started all this that I had to really talk about this? Watch and see. Fair use, like always. Well, fair use don't really work nowadays, but we do this for our more broader conversations. Let's go.
Creator economy. You work with a lot of large and established creators thinking about exiting, but what do you think specifically for new creators, 2026? You think competition is too fierce to get in the game, or where do you see things going next?
No, I don't think so. I think it's the perfect time. If you've been thinking about starting a YouTube channel, this is the time. Because here's the thing. YouTube and social media, it rewards consistency. Just because you start a channel doesn't mean anything. You have to put in the reps. You have to do 50, 100, 1,000 videos to really get good at it and to build an audience. I think this is the best time, I think, for experts to come into the space.
Yeah.
I think slower content, is going to start getting the attention that it desperately needs. I mean,
like the opposite of high retention editing,
yes,
Mr. Beast content,
like fast content. And the recent verdict against Meta and Google, the $6 million verdict about the addictive nature of social media. I think
they had to pay $6 million.
Yes,
which is kind of like nothing, but it's more the principle.
Change, but it was a brilliant strategy on the plaintiff's part, because they're trying to make sure that this case doesn't get appealed.
Yeah.
And so when you have huge numbers, I mean, it would have been so much sexier to say, oh, they got $100 million verdict, but that's more likely to be overturned on appeal.
So that's one person they settled with.
Yes.
But it opens up the door for other people like
for
that.
The thousands of lawsuits that are waiting in the dockets right now.
To essentially say social media is addictive.
Well, so for a long time, the platforms have hidden behind the safe harbor called Section 230, which states, oh, well, we here are not responsible for what creators put on the platforms. We're just the platforms. We're just a distribution arm, basically. But because of this trial, there were some internal memos that were leaked. I mean, not leaked. I mean, they were produced, where Meta stated Oh, we have to start really pushing our content to preteens because that's when we can get them. That's when their brains are most, susceptible and vulnerable to
Yeah.
addiction. And so we need to get them then.
Which is crazy because 13 is usually like when you can get on a platform, which would mean they're going to be pushing content to also kids that are underage.
Yes.
And those are memos that came out. That's not a good look.
No. And this is the analogy I made in my other Forbes article is like, this is almost the big tobacco reckoning that happened for big tobacco companies is they also said, oh, well, we didn't know about the addictive nature. And then one case happened and they saw the internal memos and then it opened the floodgates to thousands of lawsuits.
Where will that stop? Will it ever?
I don't know, right? Because this one case got through.
Right.
I think a lot of judges who might have been deciding if they were going to, dismiss the cases in their dockets, they might let it go through now because our court systems are so respected. We respect precedent, we respect judges, respect the rulings of other judges. So now these cases probably will go forward. And if we get 100 of these, I think that's where the platforms will have to stop or change their algorithm so that it can't be so addictive. And that's why I was saying, I think the slower content, the educational, professional channels, a lot of my clients will start maybe getting put into the feed more than those kind of fast, addictive content.
Got it.
All right. I let that run because this is something, if I did not talk about in this channel, I talk about now. Yes, the verdict was made back in I'm not sure it was the end of May or June. It was not too long ago this happened. And like most companies, corporations and stuff, they was gonna put a disclaimer of this will be this, that. They're gonna always put disclaimers down on either the commercials or how they do it. They're gonna probably do that to mitigate and let people know that this is addicting. But let's be honest here. They already know their platforms, the platform they designed. Same thing with Zuckerberg, which really one of his employees kind of ratted him out, but that's nothing new. A female one, ironically, is that they're intended and designed to keep you on the platform to sell you what? Products. Yes. You didn't know this is a business? Here on the Chaos Reign Show, we don't got products at this time. Will we? I don't know. Besides the little ad revenue we get on here, and it's not really much. It's hogwash, to be honest with you, but it's better than nothing. The point is this. The purpose of most websites and ads that you see either here on Google or on other social media platforms is to sell you a product. And yes, the intention is to get the viewer as young as possible. So yes, it is set as recommended that you have to be 13 years and plus to even, you might be 13 just to even maybe possibly upload some on YouTube. Maybe, I forgot. I don't know what the age is to do it. But it does not really begin or start there. It really begins once you're able to have some form of conscience and your parents, yes, you parents, mother especially, put this electronic device on your child's hand and say, here, go. That's something that is not being discussed. The responsibility. So now, because this lawsuit and all this nonsense, and you could tell it was, let's be honest, millennials and maybe older Gen Zs that's born in 1995, not 1994. Uh-oh. Because I'm not sure why people don't understand generational breakdowns. I said this before and I'll say this again because I think repetition is important. I had an old social or some marketing book years ago, back in the days of schools. And it breaks down the dynamics of who is who in generations, from possibly generation baby boomers to now. Not the silent generation, because silent generation, that's back in the last century. The point is this: millennials, not Generation X, because Generation X starts in 1965 and ends around 1978 to possibly 79, not 1980. It's really a split between a 13 to 14 year gap. Millennials, same thing. 14 to 15 year gap. Gen Z's 14 to potentially 15 year gap from 1995 upwards to possibly 2013 or 14. Ready to look at. Not anything beyond that. So what I'm saying here is the younger people that have kids now that's putting the device in these children's hands that's being indoctrinated and being programmed to not only watch things that they should be watching, but to convince their parents or themselves to be buying products. End of story. Hope you guys understand. Is that clear? Good. Now, move forward to why this is so important. This is important because what's going to happen, like she said, they're going to try to push the educational content. I disagree. And let me tell you why. If I go on YouTube right now, I could type up many educational platforms right now. There's one platform my friend told me about, Computer Chronicles. They tell the history of how algorithms were developed, how this was made, this desktop, this laptop. That channel has been around for nearly maybe more than 15 years. And if I Google it right, and I'm using this as an example, I can't name anything else, but I gotta give examples for y'all because you get a more better understanding. The Computer Chronicles, and let me find it right now, since I'm talking about it. And there's many more examples, but I gotta use this one because this one will be more present. Anything else? Let me scroll down and find it quickly. Where is the Computer Chronicles? All right, almost found it. Hold on. Where is it? And I should be using that example, but I'm going to anyway. Where is the Computer Chronicles? I had a video up here. Oh wow. All right, I'm going to start to type it up. Computer Chronicles. I think I found it. Okay, the Computer Chronicles, right now as it stands, it has over 121K subscribers, right? And I think this was first created. Okay, well, the channel itself was created 14 years ago, not 15 years ago. So I was short by 1 year. Okay, this has over 100K subscribers. This is an educational channel. If I look at the videos and look at the hits, this has been around a long time. This has now, oh, well, this is not a good example, but this has as high as 1 million views to as low as 45K views. So, sorry, 18K views. The point is this. Education channels have been around for a good long time, guys. Even if you're a small creator, right? And let's give them that. That doesn't mean YouTube's going to grant you, because now they got to cut back on the things that really make the money, was to exploit products that make it more addicting for young people to watch, that they will watch. But now they're going to put out what is considered the boring shit. Yes, it is boring. Trust me, I know the feeling. I'm only telling you this because YouTube does not really push or cater content that is considered educational. It only caters to the algorithm that they see fit that needs to be pushed. End of story. If you have anything that's really substantive, you're not gonna get no views unless you're paying out your pocket. And I said this countless times on this channel, and I know people don't want to hear this, and I'm telling you the truth right now. Unless you're paying YouTube to push out your product, your videos, if you put it out, it'll be in the algorithm, but it will sit there. And once it gets its few views, it stops growing, it will stay stagnant. So I'm gonna let them finish talk. I want to have more to say on this.
the kind of content that has people perpetually scrolling
Yes,
YouTube
yes.
shorts and children
Yes.
consuming these crazy YouTube shorts. That's fascinating. So what could happen is similar to cigarettes having a Surgeon General's warning. There might be, well, we will see probably the evolution of the platforms for the harmful nature of the addictive nature of the algorithm.
I think this one verdict has opened that door.
Wow. That's pretty. Is there any other implications?
And mind you, these platforms are aware of this. And let me tell you something. I want people to really think the intelligence of people that think 5-10 years down the line, including AI, which I'm not going to talk about AI today because I saw another video about another person that used to work at Google. I might do some content on that. I think that needs to be explored deeply here on the Chaos Rain channel. That they're aware of what they're doing. They project how far they could take it. And what they do is they put out the content as is, allow it as is, to get as high revenue as possible. Once they reach that high revenue and then they start getting alleged backlash, the only thing they do is they just do a slight pivot. Not much, but a slight pivot that people don't know about. Because I'm telling you again, most corporations that have people that's intelligent around them and now they have AI, they always project what is the estimate amount of revenue I can gain if I do this in a couple years. That's how they move. They just don't do things say, I'm going to do and see. No, they already said, we're going to make this move because this is the end result we're going to get. This is the return we're going to get. And that's how they push for certain agendas. So there's one person that did sue and won. Google Meta was not really surprised at that. They were anticipating that. And why I say this? Because these people are very intelligent. They know things to do. They know what results they get. And they are willing and knowing the backlash, they're expecting, anticipating that. And they already got pre-course for that. Let y'all know. Let's go.
That ultimately that you see coming down the road?
I think this might make creators be a little more careful about the type of content they want to make. Maybe a lot of creators in your audience are thinking, oh, I have to go make that fast content. I have to go make that addictive content. That's how I can show up on the algorithm. And maybe you and I can say, maybe you don't need to. Maybe you just make good content.
There's no such thing as good content. People that making money right now as we speak, or what they were making, and they might not make money now, or depending on how this thing plays out, is fast content, i.e. reactionary, i.e. beef, i.e. nonsense, and very much what's the word? Controversial content. That's what gets people started up. That's what really gets people right now that gets feed into algorithm. Anything less than that, you do anything subpar or anything of not that nature, like the education, all the other stuff that no one really, be honest with you, don't watch. Even kids. Kids don't watch education stuff. They watch videos of humor, dances, garbage, foolishness. And I gotta say it's garbage and foolishness because it does not stimulate them, their curiosity to really do things to really help develop the mind. Like things that develop the mind. I'll give you examples. Drawing, creativity, building. You know how if you're a young boy or you're like the age 5, 6, I don't know if they still do this, but I'm just going to go back a little bit. When you used to take toys that build stuff, it helps your intelligence to build and be creative, to start experimenting to what you could do. Manipulation. Those are things that help stimulate the mind. I remember Amos Wilson came up with a book called The Natural Born Gifts of the Black Child, the Pink Book. He talks about the creativity side of young adults. And not just black children, but this could apply to any children. But the point is this, that children are more conducive to understanding and learning from their surrounding environments. You cannot get that once you're put under an electric device, what they call a tablet, a cell phone. That all does not, it stifles your progression. Because all you do is your endless, constant swipe left, swipe right on videos that keep your brain and dopamines all entertained on foolishness like dancing, singing. And I'm being direct with this because I'm telling you how they affect your child's intelligence without your supervision. Your children should be creative, see themselves, where they could be future adults. Be creative, drawing, building, taking things, breaking apart, putting it back together. These are for boys. Girls, more like the social side, play with dolls, things like being creative, even touching flowers. The point is this: it is not honing in the creativity side of children, it's creating more of a consumer that's being done. Get it? Got it? All right, good. Let's go.
It's helpful, that is educational,
Yes.
that provides value to your audience, and you will find your niche audience. And maybe you only need 10,000, right? As the Unilever example showed, you don't need 1 million subscribers. But I think 100,000 is completely respected.
Yes.
And you look at 100,000, actually, 100,000 is like 0.1% of YouTubers. That shows your audience and to brands, this is someone who has a dedicated audience who will come back and listen, who will buy from this person. That's enough. We don't have to kill ourselves trying to get to 1 million subscribers. I think there's that fallacy that you have to get really, really, big numbers to be, to make a living as a creator.
And she's not lying. I know one particular content creator that does, I think he does real estate. He doesn't have he might have more than 25,000 subscribers now when somebody talk about this. But he doesn't have 100K or more subscribers, and he makes pretty decent living. And the reason why, because people are watching the videos, not just watching less than a minute or so. They watch the videos. Now, the problem we face of new creators, to hone this all in, so you guys have a clear understanding we made this far. Well, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel. If you're a new content creator, if I had to give you sound logical advice, do this for fun. Don't expect to get paid a lot of money. Let me repeat this. Do this for fun, but don't expect to get paid a lot of money. Now, everybody's asking Chaos Rain, why you say this? I'll tell you why I say this. It's because way how YouTube works, besides other platforms, which I can't discuss because I don't really put too much content on other platforms. I should, but that's another story. That how content create works here on YouTube, right? Is they go by what you could do for them. And constantly, YouTube is always constantly changing the algorithm every, I would say 6 months now. One time I was going to say every quarterly, but I think it's fair. It could be 6 months. And you'll notice that most people, like the gentleman that had interviewed with the lady, I figure her name is Miss Cho. I got to find her name to tell you what her name is, because she's very excellent what she does. What's her name? What is her name? Yeah. I had it up here earlier. Her name is, to give people context of her name, her name is Miss Cho. Yep. All right. Her name's Miss Cho. She's an attorney. Very good attorney. Very fair attorney. The one thing about her that what she has said on this video is on point. I don't know if I do have some disagreement about new people being content creators now. And the reason why I say this is because YouTube's not really that place now like it was almost, I would say maybe 10 years ago, since 2017, 2016, 11 years ago. I'm sorry, 2016, my fault. Because of the, certain policies was trying to change while YouTube was still at its almost high day. But now looking 20, almost 22 years into YouTube, because it really was established in 2004. Then it was changed to Google back in 2005. This Google company been around for almost it's been around over a generation now. So thinking of this, that for the first 10 years, it reached almost the midpoint of the platform. People were making money hand over fist at that time. But since the 2020s, it's been a little iffy, depending on who you are as a creator. So I say this, that if you're a new content creator and there's no right time, you could jump and do this, but the problem is, don't expect you're gonna get much money. And I say this personally because there are too many videos out here, and I've watched enough. A strategy, even I have tools tell you what you should do, this, do that. And mind you, this is a so-called podcast that's faceless for now. Now, will it make a difference if you show yourself? Will it garner better results? Yes, but also no. Because there are many content creators that show themselves and don't make a goddamn dime. I'm telling you this right now. Regardless of how they do the videos, the quality of the videos, or how they edit, or even to the point they're using AI. And another thing to tell you about AI that they're not talking about, Miss Cho talked about in that same video. A lot of people that create AI videos only are now finding themselves, they're losing their channels. Why is that? Because now YouTube has to start pulling back the artificial intelligence side of things of YouTube, because they already have their own set of AI tools watching your content, putting maybe strikes, hell, maybe even possibly deleting your, or even going and reviewing your shit. The point is, this AI is used now on YouTube to monitor your shit. And they already pinpoint things that's AI in nature that they could deem worthy of, should it make money or should not, should it stay up or should be gone. So if you're an AI person that's just making a Faces AI YouTube channel, you gotta be very cautious now. Because YouTube is indeed removing those channels now. For a reason, I'm not sure why. I think because they're probably selling false products or some other nonsense that's going around, why they're deleting the channels. The point is this: you cannot build your platform fully on YouTube only on using AI videos alone. You're going to have to start mixing up. You're going to have to start pivoting. Because what happens now, they are indeed have to crack down on this, because they're trying to clean house and find things that is sustainable and that someone that's actually a live person doing their content. They're not really in the business seeing that every content creator that starts a channel or even exists channel just go straight AI, just create videos, create prompts. No, YouTube don't operate by that. They don't like that. They want you to take what you do and make something different. Now, are there strategies now? If you're going to be a new content creator to do this thing, yeah. Will it work? Absolutely not. And the reason why, because one, you don't have a lot of content on your channel. I see particular women, and there are a few women out here that's creating YouTube channels, but they're just doing like panels and nonsense. And I'm gonna say this, and this is people are not gonna like what I'm about to say. If you're a bitch and you're making content and you're on YouTube and you're not even doing just videos on yourself, expressing your content, maybe do 1 or 2 reaction here and there, not all reactions. And we're not doing that when you first start creating your YouTube channel, then by default, you're not a content creator. Yeah, I said you're not a content creator. You got to put in the skin. You got to put some into the game. That means you're going to either show yourself or be faceless. Open your mic, open your goddamn mouth, and talk about subjects that stimulate and interest you. You should not be starting your channel, regardless you look good or ugly and stuff, and you're on panels and then you're sharing it on your platform like it's content. Absolutely not. That is not content. And y'all know me, I've been doing this now for 7 years now, since 2019 of January. And when I first started out, I was officially only, and still is, a podcaster. I had interviews. I have shit. How many interviews? I probably have more than 100, maybe close to 200 people I've done interviews for the past couple years. Maybe 100. I can't even keep count. That's how much content I've been doing on here for a long time. And before I ever did YouTube, I was doing podcasting on what do you call that platform? Blog Talk Radio. Back in 2016. 2015, December, end of 2015 of December, up to somewhere now. I've been doing content consistently. I'm a podcaster for a good long time. You know, I know how this thing works. I've done this. I see the struggles. Didn't make much of nothing at all. Matter of fact, the Chaos Rain Show maybe just start making some little money for the last 3 years of May 11, 2023. Just started to make some money. I mean, just to be lenient. Do I make a lot of money on here? Absolutely not. Will I tell you as a person that you will make more money than me? Maybe not. And I said maybe not because how you go about your content is going to determine where you stand, and not only the algorithm, where you stand on what possibility you might or might not make the money in the near future doing it only on YouTube. And I'm going to say some other things that's not going to be comfortable. A lot of people don't understand. I don't have the videos up. I noticed that there are a lot of bigger content creators now selling you these products. These products. And I gotta say this because this should be a learning lesson for anybody that will watch this video or don't watch this video. I don't care at this point. I'm putting the content out here for those that have ears to hear and eyes to see. Be very wary of any content creator that say that he's selling your product, that he said you could copy what I do to make the same amount of money. I will advise, don't do that shit. And let me tell you why. Because like anything you do in nature, you need to get your feet wet first. You need to discover yourself what you need to do and where you stand if you're going to do content on YouTube. And the only way that's going to happen, you're going to have to do your reps. That means you're going to put out a couple videos here. You're going to have to start looking into your studio and check what works, what don't work. And always keep in mind, this is not going to be consistent, and this is not guaranteed that this will work this few months and next month it's going to work the same. No. And the reason I'm telling you this because now we're in the midpoint and later stage of artificial intelligence, AI. YouTube put tools that's free to you right now that you can use to help you in your content journey. Will it help you in the future where you're going to possibly make a couple $1,000 a month in here? No, it will not. But the tools are here now to make your learning curve a little bit more easier. And how can I tell you how to improve this? I'll go to my studio right now. I'm not going to show you it because if you start to do this stupid shit, you see for yourself. One thing you notice when you go in the studio, and to prove this, let me make sure I'm right about this. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to do something I've never done before. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Okay, well, I'm going to tell y'all. Once you create a channel, you have no videos. What you're going to notice, let me do it in my studio. Oh, my fault. Oh, what? What you're going to notice, yeah, screw it. I'm going to show it. Because I'm a person, I got to be transparent with y'all. If I can't do that, y'all not going to learn nothing. You're not going to learn. And a lot of these creators not going to teach y'all this or show y'all this. All right. What you notice And I'm going to show y'all right now. What you're seeing here, this is the studio. One thing they put on here now, what y'all notice, what y'all see, Ask Studio. Y'all see this? This was their option a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. It's now. You have AI. Hope you guys can see this. If y'all can't see it, unfortunately, I feel sorry because, you know, I'm using different format. This is artificial intelligence. This is now in studio. So me showing y'all that is to give you a good example of what you have presented to you for free. And not only that, and I bought some extra tools. vidIQ, if you never subscribed to vidIQ, I advise get that tool. You could get the basic one plan for nearly under $100 a year. I advise get the yearly plan if you're going to start this so-called content creating journey. That'll be the first resource I buy. But like I said before, there are free tools here. Another note, the people that I'm telling you that has these things that marketing to you, like MTR, he marketing what do you call it, viral to real. I don't know if I said it right. Where it said you pay this amount of money, which I think it might be, you might pay like 14 or 13 grand to study and know what he does to make so much money on YouTube. Play it Faco. He also has one called if you join his coach thing or work with him, he'll help make money. Don't do that. And I'm saying this personally, and I'm not knocking people's hustle, but you gotta understand how the algorithm is moving and how things are going. It makes sense these gentlemen are selling your product now, because what is already here or what is going to happen is that from Miss Cho, she said that people that do content creating, that does just react channels, you cannot sell that in the market. React channels are only good for YouTube and maybe other platforms to get a quick money here and there. But to really, as a brand or establishment, no. Most corporations don't respect or give anybody that does reaction channels or something that they could use in the long term, or even go as far as buy your product, i.e. channel, or something that they want from you in the future if they see that that's all you do. And I totally agree with Ms. Cho, because, and even with the Chaos Radio Show, we do reaction here and there. Doesn't do much good or better or beneficial here on the channel, but you know, it is what it is. But I understand her personally that if you start off as a react channel, you end as a react channel. And the best thing when you end is you're going to have to find and play an exit. And normally most exit now, this reaction don't go well. So what's best if you can't exit out of a channel that you purely focus on reaction? You're going to sell products, which teach people how to do other reaction channels. And trust me, YouTube has a lot of YouTube channels that does a lot of reaction channels. So if you're going to do reaction channels, good luck. I would advise don't do it solely based in the beginning of your channel. If you're going to do it, but make sure you mix up with other things. You should not be one-sided thing doing this. Like I said before, and I say again, when I first started on here, I was a podcaster. I do podcastings from time to time still. I do some reaction. And eventually, it's going to come to the point that I might start getting back to my interview bag. It might be challenging now because of the way how things are set as is. I might have to start doing back the interview thing, because the interviews that I've done on this channel were good to me, regardless they didn't get much eyeballs. Not, I was still is fairly good at it. Could I be better? Yeah, but like I said, when I do interviews, I do straight from the dome. I don't got no script in front of me. Say, let me write down what question to ask. So I do it straight from my head, like anybody else. My intelligence, regardless of the nature of the question. You gotta use what's up in here to do interviews. Some things nowadays you're not gonna be able to write down and then ask the question, because some questions not gonna be answered or given right there and there. You gotta go straightly transparent from what you know in your head. So I think that's pretty much it to what I lay out here. So what is the conclusions for all this? I'll tell you. If you're new content creator, be wary. Be wary. Be wary. If you're gonna do content on YouTube. If I had to give you any advice while concluding this, is you're going to have to start, if you're going to do content create, you should have your content in many platforms that is available to you. Whether it is you got to pay for it or it's free. And what I mean by that means you're going to have to use Instagram, Facebook, Substack. With Substack, I didn't know you could put content. You could use that platform. What else? Maybe Reddit. I don't know. I'm not familiar with Reddit. I heard there's so much racist things going on Reddit, but it is what it is. It's a platform you could use. What else? Fan base. What else? I said TikTok already. And Rumble. Rumble. That's the other one. These are other alternate platforms you should be exploring besides YouTube. If don't stay on this platform alone, you should move your content in any platform that will give you more eyeballs, and you put your attention on it more, but you want to still grow it out anyway. That would be the better advice. And then time I was saying, is it too late, or is it early to, because the competition is stiff, to create content YouTube? I would say you do that, but you expand beyond YouTube. Matter of fact, I would say go outside YouTube first. Then if you could successfully grow from other platforms, make YouTube the last option. It should not be the first option. If I do things differently, I would have done content on all platforms right off the bat. But like I said, I live and learn. I knew this back in 2019. I still explore the option when I create the other platforms. Oh, I forgot. X. Do content on X as well. If I do things over here, I would start, not only did content here, but I would start putting my material in every platform possible. That would be more sound advice if you're going to do this content creating thing. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys gained some of this. This is not a long one. This is just something that I just to give you transparent and understanding of what the environment is, what is here, and what is potentially might become. And to tell you the honest, real truth from a content creator that doesn't have a big following, and tell you these are things you can go through. And I'm gonna tell you right now, for those that did not tell you this, you're gonna quit doing this. And the reason why, because most of you that get into this that want to be a quick rich scheme, or you're gonna after I start making some money, I can now quit my job. I would tell you personally, and listen to me good before I wrap this up. I would highly reconsider that. And the reason why, because this is like any platform, you're just here. Any day now, YouTube wants to take you out, they will do so, and they will do it with a smile on their goddamn face. I tell you what, other platforms won't take you out with a smile face. Rumble won't take you out. IG, depending on situations, they might keep you on or they might ban you, but you might come back. Facebook definitely is like going to take you out. So if you want safety and security, I would advise you start for platforms that won't take you out for what you do. They might ban you. They might put you on not ban you, but they might put you on a timeout and all stuff, but they will not completely remove what you did on their platform. You got to start over. YouTube is notorious for that. Hope this helps. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Chaos Rain channel. And please, guys, follow me on Substack as well. I have links in my description. I'm going to start putting description links to follow me. So looking forward to hearing y'all thoughts, opinions. Please leave comments. Hype this video. And I'm going to read y'all comments. I will answer your comments in the comment section, depending on the nature question of why you agree or disagree of this particular video. Thank you for watching. Until next time. Until next time. Thank you, us.
They like the chaos.
They like the chaos. So when you're able to
The chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
The chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
The chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Must reign.